Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. Well, I'm learning a lot about my CNC, my benchtop CNC. So, it's a benchtop milling CNC. So this is a Tiger loading computer jumper board. Isn't that lovely? You can see just how nice. I can clean up just a little bit. This is all done on my benchtop CNC. Cool, huh? Look at that. And if you look at this is gold because it's gold flashed, like you do. As you can see, let's put them toe to toe here, right there. Isn't that cool? So yeah, so what I'm going to do next is, well, first I'm going to plug in this card into the Tiger Learning computer with no card adapter attached to it, and make sure the Tiger Learning computer boots up, and then I'll go through and solder on somewhere an edge connector, so it'll plug in. This will go into the learning. Autofocus here. This will go into the learning computer. They both look really nice ends, actually. Let's go this end into the learning computer, and then there will be an card edge reader. I got to solder on here, and then I'll see. Then what I can do is I can read and write to this card, and be able to monitor off these pins here, and get a better idea of what's going on. If I can figure that out, then I can create some sort of drive to communicate with it, or create a bridge. I'll cut up a new circuit board that would bridge between this and the ROM programmer. So yeah, learning a lot about my little benchtop CNC. It's actually pretty cool. Ironically, I made the tool. Let me see. It's going to be easiest here. We're going to go on a little field trip here. Let's go with this camera. So if you look at, oh my goodness, it's too short of a cord. Okay. Oh goodness, wrong type of camera for this. I gotta unclip my benchtop camera. Alright, so what I did is I created, using CNC, I milled this piece of plastic here to have a pocket, so I have a 0, 0 reference corner here. You need a 0, 0. Otherwise, when you go to flip the board over, you'll never get a good cut on the other side. It'd be very, very challenging. Oh, in case you want to see the CNC, so this is, it's got a little offline controller if you need to do it, if you need to move things around. So you have this is your Y table. Then you get there's your X. Of course your Z, which is the vertical stage here. And of course, you could go to that's your spindle. This motor here is your spindle motor. That is a 2-blade super blue coat end mill, which is used for I've got a 2.5 millimeter sitting on here right now. This is what I used to do the final cleanup. Most of it was actually with a little tiny 1mm end mill, cut out all those little paths. But yeah, so I actually used the mill itself to create the pocket for the board itself. And come back over to my workbench. You can see in the frame, close that back up, you can see I am working on another little project here. Get my camera back over here. Hello. This here is I was working on a from scratch controller for the 5200. So this is a kind of on the small side, but between a rock and a hard place. It's either way too big or it's way too small. So don't know. So I'm slowly gathering parts for that. And I think my camera's out of focus again. This camera holds focus worth a crap. Anyway, but it works. In case you ever wonder. Dial caliper, digital. I actually used both of them, so this is English. I keep this one on metric. It makes it easier. Don't have to flip back and forth. But yeah, so yeah, I'll be firing that up. It's a little late tonight, but tomorrow I will get this plugged into the GameCom and then solder up the connector. Well, make sure it works, doesn't screw up the GameCom. Not GameCom. Tiger Learning Computer. Get the Tiger Learning Computer. There's a Freudian slip there. Get the Tiger Learning Computer, this jumper board working, and then haul out the oscilloscope and start doing some reads and writes to that card so I can see. I'm going to use the rewritable card so I can see how the reads and writes. I'll figure out where the chip enable, the read write enable is sitting at. So yeah, that should be fun. Ironically, at work, at my new job, I'm working on programming EEPROM, so I'm actually learning a lot about how they work. So it's a good cross-functional knowledge there. So, oh, there's the cutout for the board. I used the one I had mucked up before, but I didn't need the whole board, so I was able to cut out the new board. So yeah, pretty cool. Now I can make my own custom PC boards right in my little workshop here. For my 5200 controller, I'm going to go ahead and just use a single-sided board. I don't need double-sided copper like this. But if I need to mill a new pocket, I can mill a new pocket. Yay! Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Having a lot of fun with this new benchtop CNC. In case anyone's wondering, it's a 3018 Prover. So Prov capitalized and then lowercase er by Sane Smart. So yeah, they're not paying me for that because I had to shell out my own money for this thing. I think it was, how much was this? It took a bit of assembly work, and I think it was still like, the complete kit was like $300. But I liked it because it's got a really solid aluminum. Let's make up 8D and then custom build end pieces, which is kind of nice, and it's got the little side panels to it, and you could upgrade it with a better spindle motor, a higher RPM spindle, a higher wattage spindle, and you can even swap it out with a laser. So don't really have a need for laser cutting. I need to do milling, not laser cutting. I bought a bunch of, this is what I cut most of the board with here. That's the little tiny guy, and this guy here is still sitting in the collet. And I got myself a nice little assortment. I think I used, what did I use for that? I used one of these guys, these titanium nitride, for cutting out that pocket. So getting a pretty good size bit on there to cut it out. So what did I use? What was one of these? I can't remember. Next time I'll probably use one of these and refinish the surface again, just to get it cleaned up. I noticed there's a little bit of when I did the through cut for, they call them spoil boards because you spoil the board. I have a wood one too. Oh, one of these. That's another spoil board. But I went with the plastic, with I cut my custom pocket there, and if I need to, I can flip it over, create a new pocket for if I get a different I keep saying if I need to get a different need to buy a different sized blank to start with, because the 5200 is going to need a board. The box I'm working with is about yay long, which is what 20 centimeters or so. It's a mess with American. Even though I am an American, I like using metric. Sue me. But yeah, I'll go with a bigger board, single-sided, and I'm going to cut out custom pads and everything for a controller, and integrate this somehow, and then I'll do all the milling on the plastic on that too. I got a piece of dummy plastic somewhere. Here it is. Bought a piece of Plasticolite optics. Just went to Lowe's and bought some acrylic. So I'll use this I'll cut a dummy pattern on the front first, and then I'll cut all the holes where I want them to be, and all the markings I want, and make sure everything works there before I start cutting into the real thing. So I got these couple of nice little handheld boxes I'm going to work with. So learning computer and 5200 controller. So still want to figure out, I want to make a dual analog digital controller in a custom enclosure, and that's another goal of mine. So we'll see. I can tell I'm in a much better mood. I've been at my new job for a month now. Well, it's going to be a month on the 4th. So I started on April 4th, so May 4th. May 4th. Star Wars Day. Is my 1 month anniversary. Got my Star Wars shirt on today. It's my Van Gogh Starry Night with R2-D2 and C-3PO. Standing somewhere. Probably Tatooine or something. Who knows? Anyway, everyone have a great evening and stay safe out there.